Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from XRP Drops. Ripple's leadership has been in the making for decades. I emphasize decades. Bitso, for example, is one of the key exchanges, and it's remarkable that Bitso was approached by Ripple in 2014 when they were a 4-person store. But why decades? In 1991, my patent for a multi-level distributed computer network was granted. That comes from David Schwartz. Ripple Pay Project. Payment as a routing problem by Ryan Fugger in May 2006. David Schwartz worked on a Bitcoin mining pool around 2011 and recognized the challenges of the energy-intensive proof-of-work consensus mechanism and began exploring alternative solutions. Chris Larson and Jed McCaleb took over Ripple Pay in 2012 and founded OpenCoin, which became Ripple Labs. The XRP ledger was created in 2012 by David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb, and Arthur Brito. The rest is history. You know, every time somebody says to me, this is going to be an alternative to XRP, they're going to utilize this instead of XRP, I always remind people, Ripple was out there for over a decade now, putting rails in place all around the world. And you honestly think that we are now going to see an alternative build out in a few months? It's just not going to happen. Ripple has the best solution for moving money from one country to another. They solve the cross-border payments problems. But then they expanded out and grew from there. Everything that Ripple has done up until now leads to XRP running on all of those rails. You know, people could FUD all they want. They could always say there's going to be an alternative to XRP, but they never look at the amount of time Ripple has been out there putting everything in place. That massive network has been building for over a decade. Monerex, a Web3 bank built on the XRP ledger, is about to integrate RippleNet's on-demand liquidity for cross-border payments. The SEC has failed to stop XRP's adoption. They're going to utilize on-demand liquidity. And Monerex is the first Web3 bank built on the XRP ledger. Everything is building out on the XRP ledger geared towards institutional adoption, geared towards cross-border payments and tokenization. Us as retail investors, we are going to get very rich from this over time. Now, I mentioned in that previous video that there's going to be 200 plus executive orders today. Among them, declare emergency at the border, plus issue proclamation closing the border, designate cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, remain in Mexico, catch and release will be reinstated. Military will be directed to construct new phase of the border wall. Terminate Biden orders on energy drilling restrictions. Return federal workers to in-person work. These people now have to show up. Pause all offshore wind leases. End DEI hiring practices in the federal government, merit only. Withdraw from Paris Climate Accord. Order every agency to remove all federal actions increasing costs for Americans via deregulation. Suspend security clearances for the 51 officials who lied about the Hunter Biden 2020 laptop story. Establish a Doge hiring freeze. I didn't see any mention of a Bitcoin strategic reserve there. I'll talk more about that later in this video. But that's what's going to happen first. You know, everybody in crypto always thinks that making a crypto reserve is priority in the United States right now. But we have a hell of a lot more problems that need to be taken care of quickly. And I'm talking about the debt problem. Look at the economy. We need things to start to turn around. I keep seeing people saying, there's going to be so many people investing into crypto in 2025, but most people in the United States are broke and they've been fighting off inflation for the last 4 years. Russia and Iran challenge Western dominance with swift alternative. And right away, people think that BRICS are going to create a whole new financial system inside of BRICS. Most of the BRICS countries already have Ripple rails inside. Even countries that are joining BRICS have Ripple rails inside. They're going to go with the best alternative to SWIFT, RippleNet and XRP. And I've been saying that for a while. They're not going to build out an entirely new system. And XRP is perfect for the BRICS. It works as a trust layer in between those BRICS countries. And most of these BRICS countries don't trust each other to begin with. Banks are sitting on $27 trillion in frozen money right now. That's about to change. Here's why smart money is watching XRP and Ripple's master plan unfold. Ripple levels the playing field. XRP levels the playing field. Once they unlock those Nostro Vostro accounts, that's absolutely game-changing, and it levels the playing field. Again, why they will choose to utilize RippleNet and XRP. A lot of people are talking about this as well. Eric Trump says, wait until you see what they do tomorrow. Trump's World Liberty just spent 20 million USDC to buy 6,041 ETH at $3,311. People are now saying that Ethereum is going to be the new financial system. Stop listening to the bullshit. Ethereum sucks almost as bad as Bitcoin. It's not going to run the new financial system. Everything has to be fast, cheap, and secure. Have you ever tried to transact over Ethereum? Have you ever paid the gas fees on Ethereum? They even have a way where you could watch ads to lower the gas fees when using Ethereum. People need to stop with this whole, there's going to be an alternative to XRP narrative already. We're long past that now. You already know Ripple met with Trump over the summer, had dinner with Trump just a few weeks ago, met with Trump back in 2017, 18, and 19. Ripple is part of the plan. Ripple and XRP is the future. Smart money, this comes from Smoke, are those who actually move the market because of the amounts of money at their disposal and the information they have about it. They ideologically represent that 10% of traders who make money from the market, like institutions, large investment banks, investment funds, and any market player that applies risk mitigation strategies are all considered smart money. But there's smart retail investors as well. Any smart retail investor should be investing in utility, should be paying attention to narratives, because you can already see the narrative changing. The days of hype are ending. The days of speculation are ending. So why would you invest in something that runs on hype and speculation. You need to put your money into something that solves a real problem in the real world. Caleb and Brown also talks about smart money. A recent report from research firm CryptoQuant found that new Bitcoin holders make up just over 50% of the total invested in Bitcoin. In contrast, the 2017 and 2021 bull markets saw these holdings grow to 90 and 80% respectively. At the market tops, these figures indicate slow retail activity, which is typical in the accumulation phase, where sophisticated capital is purchasing assets. In short, the smart money is allocating now before the next big upside moves. You know what's going on? Less retail investors are sinking their money into Bitcoin. That's why you see the hype at a new all-time high for Bitcoin. That's why you see them talk about it on the mainstream media news, because these institutions and all of these, like BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, they need that retail money pouring into Bitcoin so they could use retail as exit liquidity when the time comes. That's why you don't invest in Bitcoin. Think about Tether collapsing out. BlackRock's going to get the call. Franklin Templeton's going to get the call. Michael Saylor most likely will get the call before it happens. They will be out and retail will be stuck holding the bag. And that's why I always urge new retail investors to invest away from Bitcoin. Don't get trapped into the bullshit. This also comes from Smoke. Designate crypto as a national priority, clearly feasible. Establish a crypto advisory council, generally feasible. Direct agencies to review digital asset policies, highly feasible. Pause or halt litigation against crypto companies, legally problematic. But I think with that new pro-crypto SEC chair, I think that could possibly get done very quick. Create a national Bitcoin reserve stockpile. Requires congressional approval. And that is where the problem is. You have a handful of bag-holding politicians out there talking about this strategic Bitcoin reserve. The problem is you have other pro-crypto politicians in Congress that don't agree with those few bag-holding politicians. That's why I don't see a Bitcoin reserve happening in the United States. You have a handful of people making noise that nobody else agrees with in Washington. Early retirement is possible with XRP. Analyst weighs in. I don't like this article. And the reason I don't like it is because they talk like new XRP investors are too late to be able to retire off of their XRP holdings. And they're wrong. Any new XRP investor coming into this space right now is not too late. The price is still very cheap, very undervalued. And you beat the institutions here. That's what's most important. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you beat the institutions to something, you are going to make a lot of money. Because once that institutional money shows up, it's game over. If you're not invested before that happens, you are left behind. And I can tell you right now, if you hold XRP long enough and you don't sell too soon, you can easily retire with XRP. You could break away from the matrix. the whole idea of working a 9 to 5 job for 40 years and then retiring. You can retire early by investing into XRP. This cryptocurrency can give you generational wealth, but you gotta have a game plan. Anybody that plans to sell for a massive bag of US dollars, they're missing the point of investing into crypto. We are soon going to have ways where you never sell your crypto and you get monthly checks instead. And that option will lead to generational wealth, because you could take some of that passive income money and sink it into more XRP. And as you're buying more XRP and earning more passive income, eventually you will get generational wealth. But you got to come up with a game plan. And I'm not going to talk about passive income options until it's risk-free. I don't want you to have any risk when it involves your XRP. That's going to come in 2025. And I'll talk about my plan as well. When I see something that looks good to me and I start utilizing it to get passive income, I'm absolutely going to share it with all of you. I'm not going to go and do something and leave you behind. That's just not who I am. If I see a risk-free option of earning more XRP or earning monthly checks from your XRP, we will discuss it together on this channel. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and we will get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.